Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today's video, lucky enough, we have Ben come down in his Stage 2 GP3. We're going to be talking about the whole car and what he's done to the car. There's plenty of mods on this car, so enjoy the cinematic around his car and we'll get straight into it with Ben telling us what he's done to the car and what power he's running. So now Ben's with us. Ben, you straight on with a Stage 2 on this car, so you went from stock straight to Stage 2?
Yeah, literally that. There was the option of going Stage 1, but we just thought, have a little bit of fun, go straight to Stage 2, see where we are, give it a test and actually see how it feels, and then decide if we're going to go higher or lower, or what tweaks and modifications to do following on. Just literally fitted the new 18-inch Oz alloys with the Michelin PS4S tyres, slightly bigger from stock, just to give it that little bit more sort of space onto the ground. But
you can see straight away with the fitment, like down the sides, how well you've done the car, because like the fitment on this car for the wheels, he's done it perfectly, and straight away with the Venturi intake, that's a big mod. And you saw the power on a dyno with the intake, didn't you, in comparison to stock?
Yeah, exactly that. So before anything was really done, it was dynoed and it came in at about 301 brake horsepower.
Yeah.
So then with the AirTech front mount intercooler, the exhaust and the Venturi only, we were up to 319. So there was an 18 bhp sort of increase just from those three things with no sort of relevant tuning at all.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, that is a start to this car. We're going to go straight into many more bits of the car. We're also going to be touching on the interior of the car, because compared to my car, Ben's interior on the GP3 is completely different. So we're going to start off with talking about underneath the engine bay. So we're going to go straight into that right now. So we're now in the engine bay, as discussed a minute ago, and Ben has changed the air Venturi intake from a stock one, and you've also changed the intercooler. So the difference in noise?
Yeah, definitely a significant difference in air intake noises. With the original Scoop, it's completely capped off. It's just a design piece. Whereas with this, it actually is forcing the air through, and you do get such a great sound under load.
Yeah,
it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, because it's coming straight through, down the hole, and straight into the air intake. Yeah. And it was easy to fit, wasn't it?
Yeah, a piece of cake. We probably fitted it in about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And did you fit the intercooler yourself?
No, that was done by Lohan Mini.
Lohan Mini.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, we're now going to hop round the back of the car and we're going to talk about the exhaust, and we're going to see what Ben's done to the exhaust, because it is something different to most people's exhausts on the old GP3s. Ben now is going to tell us a little bit about the exhaust. He's changed that, that's not stock. So what have you done to the exhaust, Ben?
Okay, so we went for entire Cobra system from front to back. The cat is a sports cat. We have got a D-cat as well, but we've decided to stay with the sports cat, just because of the noise. It's quite a lot different. We've gone for a valved rear box, non-resonated, with the carbon tips, which obviously gives you the choice of closed and open. Closed is much better for the neighbours.
Yeah, of course.
And open under load just sounds incredible. But I just feel it's the right mix for the car.
might be worth mentioning that now we're going to be doing the valves closed. So listen to the difference.
And then on top of that, we upgraded the rear LED lights to black from the standard red.
I think they look brilliant. And also with the GP3s, they come slightly tinted on the red lights as well, don't they?
They do, yeah. Also, just because of the colour scheme of the wrap, you know, we just thought having the darker rear lights complements it.
Yeah, yeah. And let's talk about the wrap. Where'd you get the wrap done?
So wrap was done in Bournemouth by the Wrap Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So it's a two-tone wrap using black and silver. And yeah, it was just many weeks of sort of contemplating what sort of design we go for. Something where it's just a one of a kind, really. So we've got the build number on the roof with the British flag.
Yeah,
design.
that looks wicked. I like that.
And no, I just it was something unique that I thought looked good. And yeah, it just suits the car.
And the lines down the side, did you pick that, or was that sort of them influencing you? Or?
No, to be honest, I actually designed it myself with a good friend of mine, and then when we finally got the design, we went to the Wrap Sanctuary and said, right, this is what we want, and they replicated it for us.
Nice. Well, there you go. Wrap Sanctuary is where Ben got his car wrapped, and the exhaust is from Cobra, and the lights are from overseas. Personally, I think Ben's done really nice with this car. It's a nice touch, and to complement it, you've got the massive wing. I really like that, and I would quite like that on my car as well.
You certainly can't miss it.
Yeah, that's it. But we're now going to hop round to the side of the car, and we're going to talk about the wheels, because Ben's changed the wheels, and he's also added spacers on his car, which the fitment on the car is very, very tidy. So let's talk about that. So Ben's changed the wheels on his GP3 as well, as previously mentioned. He's got OZ Super Turismos. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the spec of the wheel?
Yeah, so the original was slightly smaller with hand-cooked tyres. So we decided that we wanted a little bit more of a bigger profile, so we've gone for, as I said, the Oz Racing Super Turismos, 18-inch with the Michelin PS4S tyres. We're on 235, 35, 18, so we've got a little bit more depth and a little bit more width from the wheel itself.
Yeah. And you've also changed the tyre to PS4s.
Yeah.
And compared to Hankook, what was that like?
Hankook's actually really incredible. Done a few track days, really impressed with them. Thought they were really good, but being completely honest, these are marginally better.
Yeah.
There's not a lot in it, if I'm honest, but they are really, really good. Really
Good.
impressed.
And obviously behind the wheels, you've got spacers.
Yeah, so we've got spacers on front and rear, so we've gone 15mm front, 20mm rear.
Nice. That's a good touch, and it fits in the arch nicely.
Yeah, it's snug. There's not much room now
No.
for much more, but it just brings them nice and flush with the spats, and I just think it's got quite a nice profile as it is
Did you
now.
get any scrubbing?
I haven't noticed any scrubbing at all at the moment. No, we've had it on full lock a couple of times, and we've had it under load with two people and some bits in the boot, and driven it quite hard, and again,
It was fine.
no rubbing.
That's good. And let's move on to the brakes, because you can clearly see you've got different discs there. So tell us.
Yeah, so we wanted really better braking with the power that the car's now kicking out. So the sort of famous choice for this car has always been the Tarox solution. So we've gone Tarox discs front and rear, and then we've upgraded the pads controversially to EBC yellow stuff. A lot of people sort of say that they're not impressed with them, but being honest, I've had nothing but positive results on track and road.
Nice. So you've proper nailed it on track, and you've had no troubles.
No
at
issues
all.
whatsoever. No brake fade, nothing.
Nice. Well, have you noticed the difference to the stock discs and pads to these?
Yeah, definitely significant difference. The stock setup is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but this has definitely got an edge, and I felt more confident and just had a little bit sort of later braking times, knowing
Yeah.
I had these.
And did you take the stock brakes and these on track?
Yeah,
So
I did.
you've seen the difference between the two?
Yeah, tested both. I've done more track days with this Tarok setup than I have on stock, but my first couple of track days were certainly with stock.
Yeah. Nice. Oh well, it looks good. So we're now going to move round to the interior of the car. Now, looking in the back of Ben's car, it's GP3. There's no rear seats and there's a rear strut brace, but you're telling me it's not actually functional.
No, I'm far from an expert, but from research, I believe it is just purely a cosmetic thing. It serves no purpose whatsoever and doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah,
It's more just a cosmetic add-on.
it's just there.
Yeah.
And you've got a nice little GP divider box in the boot here as well. It's quite tidy.
Yeah, it's not the sort of car you traditionally use for putting loads of stuff in the boot, but without it, it was just a lot of stuff rattling around. So with that, it's just a little GP organiser, which is sectioned off, which just allows you to put the sort of emergencies in there.
Yeah. And your plans for the boot? Have you got any other plans for the boot?
Yeah, I really would like to get hold of a half cage for the back with fire extinguisher for track use.
Yeah.
And I think it just looks really cool as well. So.
Yeah. And who you're thinking to go with for the half cage? Are you going to go with a company or do it yourself?
No, I'm going to go with the company. I've got to be honest, I haven't made a final choice yet. One that I've done quite a bit of research on is JP cages.
Yeah.
They make some really good stuff, but again, I've still got to carry on looking around yet to make that choice.
Nice. All right, well, we're going to go round to the front and the inside of the car over there. It's looking completely different to mine in the John Cooper works. I'd say it's a bit more of a step up. You've got the different trims inside, different colour seat belts, so we're going to touch more of that on the interior. We're now sitting in the GP3. Straight away in front of me, we've got the GP number. I love that. That's a nice touch. And you've also got the massive steering wheel, which I haven't seen many of them on the Minis. So where'd you get that from?
Yeah, so this is the new carbon flat bottom leather steering wheel from Carbon Mini over in America.
Yeah.
So I ordered that quite some time ago, and then I had it fitted by Mulgary cars, and I just think it finishes off.
It does, and it's massive as well. And for handling with the car, having a different steering wheel, would you say you've noticed a big change?
Yeah, it's just nicer to hold, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
You know, it's just got better grips, better thumb holes, so you just get a better grasp of the wheel itself, and also it's quite nice when you're using the paddles.
Yeah, I should imagine. So, having the stock car, having the stock steering wheel and that steering wheel, would you say having that is better on the track than the normal stock one?
I
Being so
personally
bulky.
like it. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a better kind of grip to it than
Nice.
the standard round wheel.
Yeah. And you saying about the flappy paddles, auto, gearbox, would you say good or bad things about it?
I actually think it's quite positive.
Yeah.
I've had good experience with it. Obviously, I stick it into manual mode and I use the paddles for track. But on the road in auto mode, it's literally fantastic. The gear change is very smooth.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've heard a few people complaining that it's not quite great, but
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's actually very good.
Never skipped a beat, nothing.
No problems whatsoever.
That's fantastic. And with the downshift of your exhaust, I bet that sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, in manual mode, when you're literally, going quite hard,
Yeah, gunning it.
it pops and bangs all over the shop, and it just sounds incredible.
Nice. And obviously you've got the digital instrument display up there. Obviously the revs, that's the same as the John Cooper works, but I'm seeing down there you've got a miles to the gallon. I like a miles to the gallon number. So you're getting 30?
Yeah, about 30 to the gallon with steady driving. On track it probably drops to about 28.
Yeah.
But it's not massive at all.
And what's the best you can get out of it?
The highest speed I've had out of it on track is about 130.
That's
So,
a good speed, that.
Yeah, I
And
think
like
they're
you
good
say,
for
it didn't play up, so
No, it's been spot on.
brilliant. What a car. So another thing, no rear seats. That's the thing in me, because with my car, when I put my seats down in my car and drive, you're noticing a big difference with the noise.
Yeah.
With your custom exhaust compared to stock, would you say you can now properly hear your exhaust?
If the valves are open,
Yeah.
then you certainly are going to hear it in the cab. It's very prominent. These
Nice.
cars haven't been made to be soundproof whatsoever.
Yeah.
But with the valves closed, it's probably not much different from stock.
And your valve button, do you want to grab that for us?
Yeah.
So that's different to the Pro exhaust. So if you show the camera, You can see on there you've got 2 modes. So you've got, is that top one for open?
Yeah, top one's valves fully open and the bottom one's valves fully closed.
And do you get any Bluetooth interference with that?
No, it's actually done by a radio, it's not done by Bluetooth.
Right.
So it literally just syncs directly to the receiver itself, and then it just opens and closes a relay to the valve itself.
So I only asked that question because with the Pro exhaust, as we all know on the channel, that it shuts all the time. So having a radio receiver and stuff, I can see that's going to definitely be a positive.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's less interference and
Yeah.
risks of intermittent connectivity, which it sounds like is the common problem.
Yeah, you don't want that. Nice. All right, well, we're going to hop on the outside of the car now. I must say, Ben, this is a brilliant car. Yeah, thanks for bringing it down today.
No problem, thank you.
Now, I must say, the difference between the car, between the valves open and closed, is absolutely significant. I just want to say a massive thank you to Ben for coming all the way down today to do this video on the GP3. It's been a great day, and his car is absolutely top notch. If you do like the car, be sure to comment, because Ben's going to be reading all the comments, I'm sure. His car is absolutely crazy. Here he comes now. You can tell the difference with the valve closed. It sounds insane when they're open. Under load, so impressive. There's no pops or bangs, anything like that, but the GP3 for me is definitely on the to get list. It's a great car. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. Subscribe and also leave a comment for Ben. I'm sure he'll be reading all the comments.